Good morning, everyone. This is Sandeep Kumar Sahu. Welcome back to our online class of iron making. In our last class, we have studied about calculating the theoretical amount of iron in the Fe2O3 and Fe3O4 and respective ores also, and the available base that is available for the reaction in the iron making process inside a blast furnace. And we will discuss regarding the material balance in our today's class. So all these we have covered. We have calculated the amount of iron containing in the hematite, that is about 70%, and oxygen is about 30%, and if the gangue content is 10%, then it is about 63% in Fe2O3 or hematite. And magnetite contains about 72.4% iron and 27.6% oxygen, and if gangue content is 10%, then total iron content in the ore will be 65%. And regarding the available base also, which is the basicity requirement inside a blast furnace is more than 1. So to maintain that basicity, the basic oxides used in the blast furnace should be evaluated so that the available base is as much as higher in the blast furnace iron making process. And now we will discuss about material balance. Material balance gives us idea about the statistical analysis of material flow in and out of a blast furnace. As we know that blast furnace is a huge reactor, counter current reactor, which is a continuous process of reduction and smelting process, in which both direct and indirect reductions are taking place. Direct and indirect reduction of iron oxides to its successive lower oxide forms, and also along with the iron oxide some other oxides are reduced, and the oxides generally join the slag phase in the molten state, and the metal generally join the hot metal part or the pig iron part. And during this process a huge amount of blast furnace gas is formed due to the required reactions inside the blast furnace. The chief gas constituents are nitrogen, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide. When talk about our material balance, so we have to go for the individual element analysis so that we can balance each and every element in the blast furnace charge calculation process. So from the importance point of view, iron is the most important material or the element in the blast furnace iron making, so which comes from the iron ores, that may be hematite or magnetite, generally mainly hematite, that is Fe2O3, which produces pig iron or the hot metal, where the iron is in the metallic form Fe, and the if some amount of metal is slagged out, that will be in the form of FeO in the slag. Likewise, the source of carbon is coke, and it goes to the liquid hot metal to reduce its temperature as dissolved carbon, which is called the inactive carbon also, and the active carbon part takes part in the reduction process and produces carbon monoxide as a reductant, and after reduction it will form carbon dioxide, so it will be in the form of carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide in the gaseous phase in the blast furnace gas. And regarding silicon, silicon comes from either ore or coke. After burning it produces ash from which SiO2 is there, and flux in the form of SiO2 also. And this silicon may join the hot metal or the pig iron, or may join the slag in the form of SiO2. And phosphorus, which is a detrimental element which produces cold shortness in the steel, that may come from ore, ash, or flux, that is in the form of P2O5. Okay, P2O5, and it can join join the hot metal in the metallic form, that is P, or the slag phase, that is P2O5. And regarding sulfur, almost all the sulfur is removed in the blast furnace as it is reducing atmosphere. That's why it is called the best place for sulfur removal. It comes mainly from the coke, and it may join the metal phase, that is FeS, and in the slag phase as CaS. And regarding aluminum, which joins the raw material as alumina, and also in the slag phase as alumina, Al2O3. Magnesium, which comes from the same source as in the form of MgO, magnesia, or MgCO3, and also join the slag phase as MgO. During the material balance, we should look at the periodic table for the mass of the elements of consideration. Importantly, the carbon, which has a mass of 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, magnesium, that is 24, calcium, that is 40, which is this generally comes from the flux, and manganese, that is about 55, and most importantly the not most importantly, the aluminum is about 27, silicon is 28, phosphorus 31, and sulfur 32. But the most important thing is that the iron, that is 56. So to study about the material balance, so first of all we have to consider one problem so that we can study the material balance more easily. So the raw material analysis gives that iron ore contains Fe2O3, that means it's a hematite ore which contains about 78% Fe2O3 along with some amount of silica, that is 8.4%, and also MnO, Al2O3, MgO, P2O5, and some amount of moisture. And coke, the coke is a vital part of your iron making, and its rate is about 900 kg per ton in this case, which is much more higher. Nowadays it has been come down to about 0.45 to 0.55 ton per ton of hot metal, but for now we can consider 900 kg per ton for this problem. So which is the source of carbon? In this case it contains about 88% carbon, and silica about 9%, and alumina 1% along with 2% of moisture. And the flux, to reduce the melting point of gangue material, which contains primarily CaCO3 96% and MgCO3 2% along with 2% silica, and the rate of flux addition is 426 kg per ton of hot metal. And the output, that is your pig iron, which contains primarily iron 92.7% along with about 4% carbon, 2% silicon, and 0.9% phosphorus, which is high enough, and manganese 0.4%. And one condition has been provided that 99.5% is reduced, but 0.5% is slagged out. That means into the slag phase, that is in the form of FeO. So we have to calculate the required amount of iron ore for production of 1 ton of pig iron, and also the amount of slag produced and the percentage of individual components present in the slag, that means the slag composition. So let's have this problem. So first of all we have to go for material balance of Fe. The material balance implies that we have to balance the input with the output, that means input equal to the output. In case of Fe balance, the Fe input should be equal to the Fe output. In pig iron, that is about 92.7% iron. So for 1 ton of pig iron, there will be 927 kg of iron. Okay, so that amount of iron has to be supplied. So if we take the amount of ore to be Z, then the equation will be amount of iron ore, that means the Z, okay, into percentage of reduction, that means 99.5% percentage reduction is there, and Fe2O3 content in the iron ore, that is 78% Fe2O3 in the iron ore, multiplied by one factor, that is 112 divided by 160. 112 comes from 2 into 56, that means Fe2O3. So 2 into 56, that is 112. Along with, when we go for the total mass, that means Fe2O3. O3 means 3 into 16, that is 48. So 112 plus 48, that will be 160. Okay, that's why it is called as 112 divided by 160. We have calculated in the theoretical iron in the Fe2O3 also. So that will be the equation. So from that we can calculate what is the value of Z. It will give us 1706.334 kg of ore is required for our production of 1 ton of pig iron in the provided condition. Then the byproduct analysis, that is the slag. What is slag? Slag is the molten oxide byproduct of smelting. Here in case of blast furnace, reduction and melting takes place. So this forms some amount of slag that may contain chiefly calcium oxide, silica, along with the P2O5, L2O3 and MgO, and a little amount of Fe2O3 and MnO. Fe2O3 and MnO are negligible in amount because this is the reduction reactions taking place inside the blast furnace. So these oxides are unstable in this atmosphere. Okay. So first of all, we have to balance the iron. So Fe input should be Fe output. Both should be equal. So Fe content in the iron ore is 931.658. Where from this come? Because we have ore, we have calculated that ore required is 1706 kg, and from that we can calculate the Fe content in iron ore. And in pig iron, we have calculated the 92.7% iron is there. So 92.7% means 927 kg of iron is there in the pig iron. So the remaining part, that means the Fe content in iron ore minus Fe in the pig iron gives rise to the Fe in the slag. As we know that slag is molten oxide byproduct, so it is the materials are in the form of oxides. FeO should be calculated, so we have to multiply the factor, that means FeO by Fe. So it will give rise to your 5.989 in the slag. Regarding the silicon balance, the silicon input should be equal to silicon output. As we know that it is a balancing condition. So silicon in the iron ore plus silicon in coke ash plus silicon in flux. These are the input. Will be equal to silicon in pig iron and silicon in slag. We know that silicon in iron ore in the form of SiO2 in the form is in the also the ash and in the flux and in the slag, but silicon in the metallic form in the pig iron. Okay, so in each case we have to multiply 28 by 60 because the mass of silicon is 28 and SiO2 is 60. So 28 divided by 60, that means Si by SiO2. So percentage of silica in iron ore in amount of ore into this factor. So it gives rise to 66.888 kg. Likewise, we can calculate the SiO2 in the coke. That will be giving rise to 37.8 kg, and in flux it will be giving 3.976 kg. And in case of pig iron, We know that there is 2% silicon in the pig iron. That means we have taken 1000 kg of pig iron, so 20 kg of silicon in the pig iron. So silicon remain in the slag equal to silicon input minus silicon in the pig iron. So it will be giving 88.664 kg of silicon, and we have to convert it to silica by multiplying SiO2 divided by Si ratio. That will be giving us the amount 189.995 kg. So in another way we can calculate this thing also. We can take SiO2 in ore, SiO2 in the coke, and SiO2 in the flux is giving rise to SiO2 equivalent in pig iron. Equivalent, why it is written as equivalent? Because in case of pig iron, the silica is not there, there is silicon. So SiO2 equivalent we have to take, and this SiO2 in the slag. So we can calculate from this SiO2 in the ore 143, SiO2 in coke 81 kg, SiO2 in flux 8.52 kg, and the silicon in the pig iron is 20 kg, or the silica in the pig iron is 42.85 kg. Then we can calculate SiO2 in the slag. That means input, these three are input, and this is the pig iron, so minus the pig iron. So it will be giving rise to the same value, that is 189.995. When we are talking about the metallic silicon, then it can be written as silicon balance, or SiO2 are compound, then it can be called as silica balance or SiO2 balance. So we have now iron 1706 kg, FeO 5.989 kg, and silica 189.995 kg. Now we will consider Al2O3. Al2O3 alumina. Alumina can come from ore or from the coke and joins the slag. Okay, this is the balance. So from this we can calculate all the things, as there is no aluminum in the metal phase, so the only output is your slag phase. So from this we can calculate the Al2O3 in the iron ore to be 85.31 kg, and in case of coke, that is 0.9 into 900 kg, that is 9 kg, and the Al2O3 in the slag, that will be summation of these two, that is 94.31 kg. Then P2O5. What is P2O5? P2O5 is one impurity which should join the slag, but there is some amount of phosphorus, that is 0.9%, which is very high in the metal phase. So the sources are iron ore. Iron ore is the source of P2O5. So what comes from the what comes from the iron ore, that will go into the metallic phase as well as in the slag phase. So we can calculate from as before. So it will give rise to 8.394 kg of P2O5 in the slag phase. And regarding the CaO, generally is used to stabilize the acidic oxide in the slag phase. Generally it is used for your sulfur removal, but as this case, in the case study, there is no sulfur in the coke, so there will be no CaS in the slag, so only the CaO in the slag phase, so it will be more easier. Okay, so CaO input from the flux. Okay, CaCO3, that is in the form of CaCO3 in the flux. Okay, we'll go into the slag phase directly, because there is no calcium content in the pig iron, so that will give rise to 229.018 kg of CaO in the slag. Then another oxide, that is MnO, which is very unstable in the reducing atmosphere, but it comes from the iron ore. Generally it comes from the iron ore, and it can join the metal phase to some extent, that is about 0.4% in the metal and rest in the slag phase. So MnO input from the ore will MnO in the slag and Mn in pig iron. Metallic form in the pig iron, metallic manganese in the pig iron. So from this we can get that MnO in the iron ore is 10.238 kg and MnO equivalent, that means as it is in the form of metal, that is Mn, so we have to go for the equivalent. Okay, that is 5.163 kg and MnO in the slag will be MnO in the iron ore minus MnO in the pig iron. Okay, so it is giving rise to 5.074 kg. Finally, the MgO comes from the flux, importantly the flux, and from the iron ore also. In the flux it is in the form of MgCO3 and in the ore it is in the form of MgO directly. So we have to calculate these two, and this will gives rise to 24.533 kg. Okay, now we have calculated all the elemental elements present in our consideration. It gives that FeO content is about 1%, SiO2 34%, L2O3 16 or 17%, P2O5 1.5%, and CaO is about 41%, MnO about 1%, and MgO about 4.4%. Okay, and the total slag produced will be 557.321 kg. That means 50% slag. 50 by weight it is about 50% slag. So slag amount is very high in this case. And from this we can get an idea also that CaO is the main constituent in the slag phase. Then after the SiO2. So generally the basicity, that is the basic oxide to acid oxide ratio. So CaO by SiO2 ratio can be treated as one type of basicity in the blast furnace. So in this class, I think everyone has some idea how to balance the material balance inside a blast furnace. So we'll have some assignments so that it will be more familiar to us. Thank you. If anyone has any queries, they can ask. Thank you very much.